Everybody, thank you for joining us today. It is again the discussion for BCLG. Rhino Black Guy, Thumper, Wormless Scum, and Freaky Zeke.
Is that good enough? Is it good?
Not worm and scum.
You're almost there.
Almost there. Another few more episodes. I'll get it. It's like, damn it, all that studying. Man, don't let me lose my focus, man. I was like, chosen one time. Alright. It's like, alright everybody, today we're gonna be talking about the video game industry. We had a lot of long discussion for like a whole week about it with some all the members, and we're very torn about it. We're very torn about it because we all have our different how we feel about it. I guess kind of emotions or whatever. I'm gonna be more on the back burner of this. I'll probably let y'all talk first before I talk because I gotta get my own thoughts together. I probably just lost them. But I think as a whole thing, the game industry has changed over the years, and again, how we feel about it. So I think Will, you're pretty more stronger on it.
Yeah.
I would like actually you to start on it. Yeah.
So well, talking about how we had a pre-discussion about this topic with two other members. There are a couple of issues. I think there are some huge issues as far as games not working. Like recently just came out that Street Fighter's having huge issues on the PS4, which is ridiculous because that game's already been released and it's already been out
1,000 times.
So it's ridiculous, and Destiny's having glitching issues where people are breaking the game now. So that stuff hurts, and the continuation towards online kind of hurts. But overall, the standard of games I don't think has gone down personally, and two guys that aren't able to be here right now both feel strongly that games aren't as good, and I couldn't, I disagree. I feel like Guacamelee, Child of Light, those are great games, and even though we have entered the point of a lot of analyzations of games like Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty, we've also entered this kind of golden age of indie video makers where they're doing everything. If there's something that exists, there's a video game about it now.
Yeah.
That's the ridiculous thing.
So it's pretty fair to say that though, like this era of gaming and the same era of gaming about 10, 20 years back are vastly different in a lot of aspects.
Oh, yeah.
So one aspect is, nowadays we kind of have two different playing fields. So we have a more professional playing field for all the big dogs who had companies for a long time, and all the good publishers and bad publishers, whatever you want to call it, are still around and still making big quality games. And then we also have the other side of the field that now we have what is called the indie field, where they have a lot of people who get together, teams of 4 or 7, they're small enough, and they make their own game that they always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And back in the day, that that wasn't really a possibility because gaming in all aspects was kind of new. So there was, of course, there's no updates or anything that we have now, but the fact of putting out a game and how to get that game out were also vastly different.
I also think, my biggest problem I think with the game industry really is the way they market things. Like the way they do marketing, a lot of things, a lot of them don't do it correctly.
For the smaller games, I would say that there's.
For the smaller games, it's a little bit harder to do sometimes because they don't have the money.
Where I would agree with there is where they, like, for instance, Ubisoft's game about hacking, Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
That thing they released that like 3 years ago, and it just was like they weren't even ready to release that in the near year. So every year you kept seeing that. It was like Watch Dogs coming out, but then it's not coming out for another year. Watch Dogs coming out. But
not yet, we're still.
That's where it goes.
Don't forget about us. We're here.
Yeah, exactly.
Next year, though. Okay, what do you mean by little games? Because we're used to like the big games.
So like Limbo, what we were playing.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, Limbo.
So it's like small little games, not big graphics, not big.
Even Minecraft falls under that thing. Even though it's huge now, but you know what I mean?
Okay, I got you. All right.
Yeah, like games that that started small but had a huge following are still kind of within that aspect.
Yeah.
See,
But I feel like back in the day, pretty much every game was a small game.
Well, yeah, you know, like you look at a game like, you know, the original Mario, and it's today by today's standards it's a small game, but back then that's a huge feat. You know?
Yeah.
Like I think like the original Final Fantasy was made by like 10, 20 people,
Mhm.
but that was back then. You could make those games could be made by that many people. Nowadays you need hundreds of people. Like I think Ubisoft has like 3 or 4 different
Yeah.
studios making games at the same time, making the same game. It's such a the issue is we want to have huge graphics and just have ridiculous things, but at the same time we want like innovation in games, and it's getting to a point where you can't have.
And you want a great story, and you want everything to be perfect, whether it's the voice acting and the sounds of it and everything like that.
Or they have so many good graphics and good voice acting, but the gameplay sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I hate when that happens.
I think the biggest thing to focus on is gameplay on itself.
Yeah.
Because a game will make a game great if you have just good gameplay in general.
Yeah.
It will.
Like that one small game, indie game, Charlie Murder.
Yeah.
It's Charlie Murder. It's a beat 'em up, whatever, but it has so much into it. And the gameplay's really good, and the artwork's good. Like you're like, I could play this for a couple of hours. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was.
No, there's great gameplay out there, like, and that's the thing that Nintendo does great, right? They're horrible at
Software?
hardware.
Hardware,
They're
yes.
horrible at hardware and promoting that and making you understand that you need this hardware. But on the software side, they make these great games that don't need a lot of power, but they're still up there with any game. You know what I mean? You look at Smash Bros. And that game is just as fun, even funner than, you know, something like The Witcher 3, which, you know, if you're gonna play it on PC, you need a huge fucking PC if you want to, you know, max that out. So, you know what I mean? That's the thing. It's like, you know, lately I've been playing a lot of Witcher, and that game's great and it's fun, but then there's technical issues with it at times where, you know, you little hiccups, nothing huge, and for as big as that game is, it's impressive how solid it is. But at the same time, it's like you don't. I feel like one of the issues is we keep needing to pushing this boundary of just graphics and they I think sometimes miss out on certain
I
things.
think so. Me personally, graphics are nice and all, but you don't need them to be
No.
crazy and perfect. If it has just good enough graphics and you can make a great game, no one's really gonna complain too much.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I think one of the best games that's come out in a couple of past years has been Sunset Overdrive. And Sunset Overdrive looks beautiful, but it's not. It's cartoonish graphics. It's not really pushing it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It compared to like, you know, The Witcher or Watch Dogs, where it's trying to be really photorealistic. That game is just fun, and that's the only thing that they were trying to get. They didn't want to be the most impressive looking. They didn't want to be the most real. It was just about having fun. With
Yeah,
it.
trying to take it back to the old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, no, I think that's why I really like the indie stuff. You know, I mean, like Child of Light, you know, brings it back to like, hey, you don't need to have these ridiculous graphics. You just have to have
Great game.
Yeah, you just have to have a great vision.
So, I was on like the side of, you know, it's not necessarily always the video game industry's fault for some stuff. And the kind of what I want to talk at the end, because y'all started a lot of good points, especially about indie games, is the fact that to me, like the industry standard or where it's at isn't really set by the industry itself; it's set by us gamers.
Yeah.
And right now, when it comes to that's the reason why I set up those 2 planes, to kind of like have them visualize it, because both planes have something different on that standard. Indie games aren't expected to be great. They're, you know, someone puts out a game, you know, they put their heart out into it, you know, they had a nice thought and stuff, but, you know, no one's necessarily like, I'm waiting for this game to hurry up to come out, you need to hurry up and come out.
Yeah.
On the other plane, on the actual video game industry of, you know, the professional side, we don't want to wait. And a lot of us say that, you know, we would rather the game be perfect and stuff rather than it being out and buggy and stuff. But at the same time, we never want to wait. Nobody wants to wait on something to hurry to be done. Especially if you start throwing a lot of eye candy, then your expectation jumps every time.
And I think that's where the marketing comes into play.
That's where the
Yeah.
marketing.
And that's where I think they do it best.
Because that's the thing, right? Everybody's sitting there going, you know, everything ramping up to E3. Everybody's talking about Fallout, right? Fallout's gonna be announced. Everybody's hoping that, and then that's not going to be,
Mhm.
you know, you're not expecting that. Like, but Watch Dogs, you're just sitting there going, when the fuck is this gonna come out?
Well, man, that's kind of like my thing. Is just now, like Assassin's Creed 1. Assassin's Creed is now forever a 1 year
Yes.
release. Even though the game takes about a long time to make, it's still gonna be a 1 year release. We're expecting that. We're expecting, you know, you to be doing some nice stuff next year. We expect you to have it better the year after that. Nobody's gonna wait for Assassin's Creed main game to come out in 2 years. No one is gonna let that fly anymore. Same thing with Call of Duty. Same thing with a lot of games that a lot of people hate on or pretty much target. But at the same time, it's like we want these games so much. Like, you know, it's candy. We want
And they still
candy.
sell so well. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and the thing is, they still sell so well. And the good thing about games nowadays is they can be fixed. You know, it's just well, it was buggy da. There's some bugs that are unforgivable.
Yeah.
Yes, but that was kind of like it's like I saw the town.
I was all like,
I'm like, you see me have a friend? I'm the one with the master sword today.
oh, it's that. This is funny. I was like, look. I'm looking down, shit.
But I mean, that's pretty much how I feel. It's just kind of like we set the standard, and the professional side has to meet it, and that's where a lot of the crashing happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when Gears of War 2 came out, it took like at least a good year and a half. They were like, oh hey, we have Gears 3. Y'all like, hey, here we are. Like that's next year, but here we are. So if you bought was it Bulletstorm, you got the beta. You get to play it, and you're like, oh, this is gonna be sick. I get to see the gameplay, and you got to play it, and it was good. But then you can find out the bugs that they had. So I kind of liked it when they did release it early a little bit, because then people find out, oh, if you do this, you can bug this out, and you can. Like they had a little
that's why
and
they
then
do
when they
that.
finally released the game, then they're like, okay, you can't do that no more. We fixed the gameplay; it's a whole lot better. That's why I do kind of like when they release it like a little bit early. Like here's the beta version,
For online games, that's fine, but yeah, I mean for
but like for like stories, stuff like that.
yeah.
You know what they need to bring back? Demos. They just need to bring back
Pizza
having
Hut,
to have
Toys R Us demos.
No, it's not that.
We don't need no damn thing.
Remember those good days? Pizza Hut demos, the stupid retarded music.
I think it pretty much wraps it up, though.
Yeah, that kind of wraps it up right there. That's all we do have time today. We try to keep it short. But that does not work out at all.
Oh, no.
It's hard.
So much to talk about.
But we do need a forum. I think that's the. All right. Well, wrapping up today. This news that we're going about, our website will be out soon. We've finally got it more together and everything. We're just reviewing it and everything. Everybody, please like our Facebook page. Please like our channel. Subscribe to it. Do all the things that we are really begging for you to do, because we need that, like the candy that we need for our video game.
Send us give us a request. Dare us to do something. Chris, I'll eat macaroni and cheese with bacon and soap. Talk to us. Talk to us. Totoro. He'll do it just like Totoro. We've been trying to get like if we have a lot of likes and subscribe,
We can dress
he
him
will
up like
dress like
that.
Totoro. We'll have him by a bus stop. All right, come on, hit us up.
What do you think? That'd be like a 500 like, can we get 500 likes?
500 likes?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk to you some more, but it can happen. It can happen.
Dollar to you.
Gamers pitching in for stuff that we shouldn't even be thinking about. Everybody, once again, thank you for joining us today, and we'll